Okay, so I'm back, and I thought, you know what, I am gonna bring in my space one. So I actually brought um, the space environment in. Not so much for the asteroids, obviously, even though it could do something with that, but buildings, I think maybe will be better off than with this stuff, right? And if you don't have, actually, I don't even have it right now. So let's bring in this thing always kind of runs slow for me for whatever reason. It's package manager. Show preview. Where is the... How is that not there? There it is. ProGrids. Let's bring that in. And if you've never used with ProGrids, it's pretty cool. Makes it really easy to do modular level stuff. So between the ProGrids and the vertex snapping, it's pretty quick to build levels, right? Because you can now that that's in, right, build a bit of a floor, just kind of get it, start with maybe a basic one, something maybe like that. Oh. And zero it off somewhere and turn this on, right? And it's on a pretty small setting right now, but technically they're snapping to little increments, so it's going to be quite flush, right? So it becomes very easy all of a sudden to be like, oh well, I'm just going to build a whole bunch of stuff out here and snap it together. Right, kind of like that. See, if you turn this off, right, now all of a sudden you try to bring it together, and you're probably going to get like little holes and cracks and stuff. The other thing you can do if you're unaware is vertex snapping. So if I hold down V, see, I get the little box. I can grab vertices, so now I can click, and now I can drag, hook onto other vertices, which is also another really cool way to build levels. Making it very fast. So let's just build a little, I don't know, bunch of those for now. Get a bit of a layout happening of some type. There we go. And I'm just going to drag all of those and this guy into this guy, but I'm going to create another object called this floor. And just kind of give us a real basic floor for now. Now player start. Let's bring that over here. It should now be, oh, you know what? Let's bring that out. Let's zero him off too. Let's be a little nicer about these things. So player start now sitting over here. Let's stick him there. He's still on the vertice snap. Let's turn that off now. All right, so now we have this horrendous level. Let's bring him out. Stick him right there for now, for any kind of testing we might need. Save that so we don't lose it. Now if I hit play, there we have our little hoppy animation. That's almost comical. At least I think it's comical. Alright, so there we have that so far. It's pretty sad. I know, it's horrendous. So what do we need to do? I think, which we work on, which we build right now. So we should definitely get a canvas, and we need to make this scale with screen size, and we're going to go to 2D and call this player HUD. In the player HUD, we are going to have, what are we going to have? We're going to have, say, text. Sure. And this can be health. I don't know why I figure maybe health for text for some reason. A little different than how I normally would do it. And I'm going to scale that down, put it in the middle, and maybe make it green. And I'm going to anchor this over down to the bottom corner, actually. So he sits there. I don't know, let's give him some bigger font size. Something like that. So now we have a health. And what else we want? We also want, let's just duplicate this guy and put him up here, and maybe this guy can be a different color. Let's go with kind of an off-white, I suppose, since that's what I made it. I'll call this one gun. Now let's duplicate him. I'm just going to move him over here. Put him as a child and call this ammo. And what else do we want to do? We want to make a UI image. Let's make an image. Let's call this crosshair. Probably don't want to put it in this one. You probably want to put this in its own canvas for performance reasons. But we'll stick it here for now. We'll see how it works. If need be, we'll move it over to a different one. Now I have let's use this guy, maybe? Or should we use more of the standard type of like that? And let's give this guy a animator. We can animate it, why not? First person. Let's create a, we should probably put make folders full of stuff, keep it organized. Crosshair. Stick him in there. And let's go in here and go animator, create, just pretty much need one, and it should be, where is this guy? So we have him and him. There's a few different ways to do this. I should be able to just highlight a whole bunch of these. All right. There we go. All right, let's shrink all this stuff down so it's all kind of matching. There we go. Right now, if I go in and you can see it, it's whoop. All right, we have this animation of it going out. That's one way of doing that. It's probably not even the most proficient way of doing it, but okay, I'm gonna stick this guy back up here. I want my space back. So animation, animator, we have this. And how am I going to do this one? I am going to motion time, and we obviously need a parameter called, I'll call it aim. There we go. So now this thing, and I can show you this, since I'm using motion time now, right, if I bring him down here, he's not doing anything, but if I kick this up to 1, we're still not doing anything, because apparently I screwed that up. So let's see what we're doing. Loop time. Alright, so we have crosshair. Let's see what's happening there. Let's just take a quick look. Ay, stupid thing. There you go. I don't know why I was doing that. So let's bring him back down here, I suppose. Crosshair. And that is on spread. Alright, so animator, he should be just fine. Motion time is on aim. Crosshair, so that could be on. That should work just fine. Oh yeah, there it goes. I don't know why it wasn't working before. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Ah, fuck, I don't know. So now all we have to do is adjust a value from 0 to 1, and it goes up and down. Pretty simple. I think. Oops. Alright, so we have a crosshair. We don't always want the crosshair up though. We're going to turn that off. So we have the HUD, we have this. What do we need is a FSM. Let's call this stats. So we're gonna have an int called health. And we can have current ammo and max ammo, and what else do we want? Oh, how about gun name? String our weapon. So we have health. Okay, so we're gonna have this little event here called update. So if this gets called update HUD, we want, now we have health, we have, okay, let's name these things a little proper. So this is health UI. We have gun UI, ammo UI, and what else? That's probably it for that one. So UI text, set text. So my text mesh pros. I usually don't use text mesh pros. I don't know why. It's just not something I just don't do. I do everything with the normal stuff. Health UI to health. Okay, now let's UI text set text. Let's use that again, and this time we're going to do the gun can be the weapon. Nope, now we need to build string. Right, we're gonna build a string, and it's gonna have two parts. So we also want, no, we want current ammo, and we want max ammo, and the separator is going to be one of dem. You don't need that at the end. And this is ammo text, and UI text set text to the ammo UI ammo text. Okay, so that's going to update our UI for that stuff. Okay. Now the other thing we'll probably want is the different weapons, because this guy's going to be where our save and load system's going to be feeding into. Right? So we would have a save action and a load action, which also means we need to get position and set position. But we're not going to do that right now. We'll do that a little later on when we know a little more what we're building. So let's update this a little bit. String build string, substring, set string, and we should have, I guess we'll compare. If weapon compared to this, which is nothing, if that's equal, we have no weapon. If it's not equal, we have a weapon. So no weapon, and we have a weapon. So, did we put the crosshair in here? No. Let's bring the crosshair in here. Okay, so if we have a weapon, we want to activate the crosshair, and we want to activate a few other things. We want to activate, say, the ammo UI, and we want to activate the gun UI. copy that, paste that. If it's no weapon, we want this stuff all deactivated. Right? And this might go somewhere after. I'm not too sure. So for now, it's going to sit like that. So we're gonna build the stuff and make sure we have a weapon. If we don't have a weapon, just turn this crap off. We'll keep the health up, obviously. But that's how we're going to update our HUD. So the next thing we're going to want to do is, well, we're going to need stats. Let's get our health. It can be 100. And we can even do a percent kind of idea if we wanted to, I suppose. We don't have to. So because if it's a new game, then we want to set int value health to 100, set string value of the weapon to nothing, and then I can just actually finish and do this. The other thing we want to do is, let's do it in here. Find object by tag. Find closest will work. With tag player start. Start and set position. Oh, I guess we have to get position first, don't we? Get position of the starter. Start position. Oh, okay. Bring that down. This has to be after the finding it. We can't get the position if we don't know what it is yet. Find closest player start, name starter. We get position, and then at the very, very, very end, we set our position, world space, to start position. Then we can go and update our HUD. Okay, right, and to see if that's working, okay, well, on start for now, we'll have to just fade into that, I suppose. All right, like if I have my health at, we'll say 5. Technically, on a new game, we should go to 100. This should tell us we're at 100. There we go. Apparently, our start position is in a horrendous area. So I guess we need to fix that. Let's move that up here. Let's try that again. So he's falling here though, so that's something wrong. It's not finding it. Right? So it's setting all that stuff. Find objects. It's not finding it. So this start, we never did tag it. Well, that's probably half the battle. Right, so there we go. And you can see like all our stuff here is gone. The crosshair's not there. We just have our basic health we can grab now. Okay, so now we have that. this is this. And we're going to put this right in the player. And let's save that. So now, what do we want? We want, here is another camera move and walk sound. Animates that. Okay, you know what? We're gonna create another empty here. Call this one effects. I'm gonna put the camera under that. And I am going to add no. Let's yeah, let's stick it right on here for simplicity's sake. So shake. So if we get a event called shake, let's game object shake. We're going to shake, rattle, and roll. We're actually going to shake our effects for, I don't know, 0.2 seconds. Shake speed, rotation amount, interpolation, linear is fine. We should have an exit. Let's make sure that works. Exit is finish. Okay, let's test this real quick. Make sure it actually exits if it shakes. Right, also it's a horrendous shake. So it's way too. Let's bring that time down. Okay, that's not too bad. I wonder if we should bring that down. Doesn't need to be all crazy.
Okay, we'll see. A good sleep can make all the difference if you're sick. How about you bring your potato snugly down so you can watch our puggy home movies while you cuddle it?
Thanks, but I'm okay.
All right.
You must be growing up, little chick, if you don't want to
So yeah, so 0, 3, and 1, 5. And now we have a, okay, that's pretty good. That'll work. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. We only want it to happen when it, if we fall, or maybe if we shoot a gun, we can now simply just call down to this guy telling him to shake, and we get a shake effect. The other thing we want is on this guy himself. Let's add post-processing layer. Let's transport transparent. Let's do that. Okay. Now in here, if I wanted to have a post effects, we can do a volume, make it global, give it a new profile, go into the profile, and now we can add effects. Ambient occlusion, I love. And obviously you can't see it. There's not much to see, so let's just put a couple things in here so we can see that stuff, so that it looks cool, more or less. Right. So, for example, let's grab. Boop, 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 boop. Where is this guy? Buildings. Right, like if we were to take a chair, put a chair down, you know, grab, I don't know. I don't know why that's weird. Some stuff. You know, the shadows are obviously pretty hard right now.
Wait a minute! We're all still in our PJs!
So we are.
Lighten those shadows just a little. Alright, so this guy, we should have
Okay, my lovely pumpkin pup buggies. You're going off to work at the recreation center.
why is he not showing up?
Hey, Puggy hubby. Always look after the baby puglet in my tummy.
Alright, let's look at color grading.
Bye!
Yeah, okay, so it's obviously not working very well for us. It is global. I guess that would help. Alright, so let's turn that off. Okay, so we're on that. So ambient inclusion's a really cool effect. It really not demonstrating what it does, but makes dark stuff darker. Really kind of gives shadows. Like if you have crevices of shadows in areas, it can really make things cool looking. Bloom, I love bloom. I always give lots of bloom. And let's do a threshold, bring the threshold down. Alright, like if you crank it up, it's just everything just lights up like it's all crazy. So we don't need that much of it, obviously. You know, relatively subtle. Great for if you have lasers and shit going on. Fires. Motion blur is kind of fairly common and good, I believe. We'll just leave that for now until we can play with it. And maybe depth of field. And that's this one's really not actually that needed. Alright, it's kind of more or less better if you really want those nice shots, I suppose. But can still have some kind of cool effects for you. So anyways, let's get rid of that stuff now. And you know what? Let's change this one. Let's go something like that.
Enjoy your first swimming lesson with Miss Flood.
And then this guy will probably actually turn him off. We'll probably use a different system for lighting, I think. Possibly. We'll look.
Time for your very first swimming lesson.
Alright, so done playing around with that stuff anyways. Gotta actually get some work done here. So if we, what are we gonna do here? We got camera look and that. We got grab, we got stats.
Bags and towels over there, out of the way, please, Happy Hoppers. Then come get your kickboard
necessarily need that there actually, but that was mainly for testing. And we need to prefab him, but first, you know, we really should suppose. Right, okay, let's say we have pistol arms. So A, we want to bring him down here. I'm going to take the exact same position. We want that to match. Let's turn this guy off, turn this guy on. Let's take another one, just hide those. Open those up, hold down Alt and click on it, just flat out opens it right up. What do we have for cool weapons here? There's a pistol. Kind of classic. It's almost a Star Trek looking pistol, eh? Let's stick that in the hand. Turn that off so I can see it a little better. And put this more in here. I guess I don't gotta get right perfect with this at all. It's a tutorial after all. So now we are in the right hand. So let's just curve the fingers around a bit. There we go. Ring finger, let's bring him down. And we have this kind of a, turn the lighting off so you can see this side. Set that thumb up a little better. That's probably good enough. Could be better, but good enough for what I'm doing. Alright. So, pistol arm. So, one of the things we got to add animation to the unarmed as well for the equipping. But, anywho, here we have another one. This one says our player, and we're actually going to. I'm just going to create a new animator controller called Pistol Arms, just to keep that separate. Turn that off. And animations, I guess we'll bring this guy back up here. So the first thing we're going to want is probably a folder so I don't get this shit all confused. And stick him in there. Open that up and create. Let's do pistol equip. So what is pistol equip? Let's go from, we don't need any of that. Shoot. We do need this stuff. Alright, so we have, so technically that first keyframe is actually just fine, but say right around there. I'm going to come in a little bit. We want this hand to be, why is that not showing up in the camera yet? Hello, camera. Hello, where are you? Where's our camera? Why is that camera not seeing it? Oh, you know what? Probably needs that. So, why? Oh, there it is. I found it. Found the camera. Alright, so. Let's bring this down. Bring that up a little bit. And see, that's that post-processing thing. Well, we probably don't need that one. Let's go. Turn that off. That depth of field. Let's remove that. So, where are we here? Where's my hands? Right. So let's make sure that's on record. So we don't have to do this 50 times. And elbow. Let's stick him. How does that thumb look weird there? Let's put that. I don't know, let's bring his finger down a little bit maybe. Looks kind of weird. Notice I'm not going to bother doing the other ones, like, because you don't really see them. No point animating things you can't see. In most cases. In some cases, sure, but most cases is now how do we want this guy to look like when we are you know, when this is equipped? We're probably going to want this kind of pointing out a little bit, I would imagine. So we probably want to just kind of spin it out. Doesn't have to be kind of in an aim position per se. But, you know, something like that, only not quite tilted up so high. You know, roughly towards the middle of the screen. There we go. So there we go. There's our equip. Ba-doop. Right, and then we can have a pistol fire. Now, so, and if you have U motion's a lot better for animating, especially this kind of stuff. Like, it's just so much better. I mean, like this works. I mean, it's not like it's some horrendous thing. Well, it is. So this guy is, because I mean, really, you should have these kind of lined up, animation-wise, a little better than how I'm doing it. But, you know, not that worried about it.
It's getting late, Spuddy Bud. Just keep your painting things out. And finish your homework project tomorrow morning, please.
Roughly, something like that. So, oh, I didn't record any of that? Okay. There. That recorded it. So, ultimately in a fire, like, give it just a couple frames. Maybe the hand. You know. Maybe a tilt. You know, maybe the left hand. You know, even if it just doesn't need a whole lot of movement. You don't want to take too much movement away from the other hand. You know, but that's really all you need. I mean, if you want to extend it out farther, I mean, you can, but technically this is all you need because you'll blend it in your tree back anyways. So there's a fire. And what else do we want? And if we aim, so here's how I like to set up the aiming. If I create a cube and we make this 0.01, I don't know, 500. Why is that not showing up in my camera? Why is my camera weird? Oh, that's why. That's why. All right, well, let's just go down 0.025. That's probably good. Shrink this down farther. You're probably wondering, what the hell am I doing? And that can probably actually come up a little farther. All right. Close enough. So now we have this weird, crazy, stupid line. We can do to aim. So when we want to aim, we want to more or less this hand. Needs to kind of come up. And over. And let's just bring this down a bit. And we want to kind of follow that line. Just twist a little.
Go and brush your teeth again, then go straight back to bed, please, Chip.
So that's an aim, and now let's put the other hand. That would be the left. You know, maybe he'll come over here, come down. And just kind of line this up a bit. When you're doing twists, you want to try to twist everything. You get these weird twisting things happening.
And now the paper looks all stained and old and crinkly, just like real ancient Egyptian paper.
I'm going to cheat and push this forward. Normally you can't do this in animations, but we can because we're in first person. You don't want to do it too much though. That's get some really weird things happening. But you know what? It's not that bad. Alright, so that's not a big deal. That one we can't see him. The thumb we can see though, so let's move him down like this.
What's that, little Papa? Oh, it's my phone beeping to remind me that tomorrow is Bring Your Child to Work Day. That means you, my little chippy pug, will be coming with me to work at the
There we
police
go.
station.
Come over here. I'm just going to key all that stuff in again. So we got a couple frames of this. And now if we do a fire, and there's a couple ways to do the aim. Like you could just move the whole system, like the camera and system, all that down, or move the whole arms up and more or less not have to kind of do as much animating. But it's not as cool. So this guy, I'm just going to bring him down. So you're also going to get that blending effect too. So there's some of this that will smooth itself out in the animator actually. So I'm really not an animator. It is fun to do though. Don't get me wrong. I like animating. I just suck at it. But, you know, like I said, it's fun. It's almost relaxing in a way. So there. And we need this guy to tack on. I don't gotta go too crazy with this. Take that, that. Let's just go like, I don't know, we don't gotta go as detailed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys kind of get the point. And let's come over here just a few frames in and go to our right hand. And I'm gonna just tilt this up a little bit. make the left hand follow. By just a little bit. And then I'm actually going to take this whole spine and move it up and back a little. Which reminds me, we should put that spine forward a little too if we're going to move it backwards. Alright, so let's spin that a little more. Don't need as big of a kick on it, I don't think, when we are doing this aim. Alright, so there we go. So, now we have pistol equipped, pistol fire, 2 aim, and fire. So what do we need? We need a bool, aim, trigger, fire. And we never made an idle, I don't think. So that sucks. So we need to make one more. Just a standing still pistol idle. And let's go to the game there. And I wish I could just keep that. Because that would fit just fine. So let's just tackle all this and just say, hey, all of you, just stay still. Don't move. Everything's going to be okay. Alright, so now we have pistol idle. So, transition from here automatically. And we can just transition to there with fire. No exit time. Actually, you know what? We should probably go from any state to fire. So we can fire rapidly if need be. And we have pistol aim fire. So this one is we fire and aim is false. This one is aim is true and fire. So this one can go to here and this one can go to here. And we also want to make a copy of that. And this one we're going to play backwards. So if we're pistol idle, this is if we aim. And then this here is if aim is false. Right, so now we should have, might have to adjust a few things. Let's bring him up here. Yeah, that's got to be fixed. Yeah, definitely some timings need to be adjusted here. So that fire, how it stutters, right? See how it's doing that? So first of all, we want that to be like that. We don't want some big crazy duration. Same with this guy, we want this to happen more or less instantly. Right, because now if we fire, he is firing that way too fast. We aim. Alright, so here, let's bring that down. Probably do the same this one. Now we should have, there we go. I mean, it's insanely fast. We should probably cut that down. Doesn't need to be that fast. Not too sure why that decided to freak out there. And not a good animation, but hey, it's working. That's the important part, is it's working. All right, get rid of that cube. Don't need it anymore. It was just to line shit up at. All right, so now we have pistols. And get rid of this one. So this guy said, now this guy technically also needs a equipping animation, right? Because what you need to do is really, and this one doesn't got to be much. I mean, we're up here. Just get those keys happening, right? Just so that the arms are way out of the way, and say over, by, half a second. Then we want these arms to then be in place. Right, like that, and let's take this one. Push him out a little bit. He doesn't need to be all that crazy. Alright. Right, and that's really, actually, you know what, let's take these, so it's not, that looks kind of weird, but it's coming way off on the side. Let's bring these just back here. That still a little off. So I'm really actually not really that worried about it that bad, but still. All right, fine, whatever. It works somewhat. Good enough for us, I think. So, I mean, and all that is now this guy is he should be the starting state, and then just fade into that one. So, how much time have we spent? Oh my god, it's already been an hour. Oh my god. Alright, so now we have 2 arms. We got a shake effect. We did a few things. Change the level. And we have... Now we need to more or less make a pickup system and stuff so that we can actually swap arms and see some HUD stuff happen. We need to push our save system a bit. And then, yeah, I guess start working on some other stuff. Maybe, you know, shooting and so forth. But we'll see you guys in the next video.